Hey everybody, welcome to Test Chamber. We're taking a look at Tales of Xillia 2. I'm hosting. I'm Kyle Hilliard, and Kim Wallace is here, and she played this game a bunch.
Hello, yes I did.
Go interact with those pigeons. Go feed them or
They
kick them.
don't do anything.
Oh, okay. Well, this game's already a disappointment.
Tales fans will remember this area, Telegraph. We were here at the end of the first game, and the events of Tales of Xillia 2 take place a year after that, so there are characters from the past game in it, like the majority of your party from Tales of Xillia 1, so you kind of get to see what they've been up to after they reunited these two worlds that had a barrier. See, there's Elise. You guys will remember her. Rowan. Musette.
But you don't have the same party, right? Like it's it's pretty much new characters.
No, there's two new characters.
Oh,
so
okay.
this is Luger right here.
He's got a cool tie.
Yeah, he works he was working at a train station, and he meets up with this mysterious little girl named Elle, who is just adorable. I wish I could show you guys her, but she's not out and about. But we're going to go get into battle here. They meet, and she needs to go to the land of Canaan, and he takes it up for himself to be able to help her with that. He gets really protective over her. It's a really cute relationship that sort of, oh, don't do that.
Don't get attacked.
Don't get attacked from the back, because then you lose your advantage. I was not paying attention. But the link system is back, as you'll see here. I am linked with Alvin, which I really like from the first game, which that went really fast. I am clearly over-leveled here.
I'm getting the sense that you know what you're doing when it comes to beating up wolves.
Yeah, pretty much. I'll get us into a harder area in a little bit.
So the combat is similar from Xillia?
Yes,
I mean, I imagine
very
there's some
similar.
changes,
So
right?
there is some changes. You now can have different weapons. So let me get into a battle here so we can show them off kind of. You have guns now, so I can switch mid-battle just with a flick of the button. So there's a heavier weapon, and okay, this is not good because I am kicking ass and taking names.
Are guns new? Because I played Grace's F and Abyss, and I don't recall there being guns.
Yeah, no, to be able to have your main character be able to switch to guns is completely new, which is nice, and it depends on what enemy you're facing off against. So if I'm against an enemy that's flying, obviously I want
Rotten
that.
Bones?
So picking up all this stuff, this is what is cool about, like, there's so many freaking things to get in a field. So the collector in you is like, oh, I gotta pick that up. But one of the bad things about this game is, and I don't like it, is its debt system. So in the beginning of the game, you incur this huge debt because you need medical attention and somebody's scamming you. Let's go to a different area in here while I talk about this.
And you're just like fast traveling here, it looks like, right?
Yes, fast travel was added last game, which was a godsend because the Tales games have been notorious for backtracking, and you know, it was nice to just be able to revisit places, especially with all the collecting.
Can you look back at that map for a second?
Yeah.
It looks like sort of a weird United States, you know, and maybe like a France kind of sitting there on the corner.
I think you're digging a little too deep.
I don't know. It looks like, you know, we got California up there. I don't know.
Anyways, you will go back to, well, right now we're in Olympias, which is the one world, the very technological world, and you do go back to Risa Maxia. So that is, I mean, the only thing that's bad with that is you are repeating that content from the first game, but there's new quests and stuff. So anyways, back to that debt paying mechanic, which I stopped talking about. You get this huge debt, and so you have to pay it back. So here we go. So right now, that's how much I owe, and I'm at the end of the game. It doesn't make you pay the entire thing, but each time you go through to get further in the story, you have to pay a certain portion off. So you'll be required to, like, it'll say all of a sudden you need to pay like 100,000 off or something. So you have to do all these side quests around the island to get money for that.
And that digs into your bank, right? So like you have to put that money towards sort of going forward in the story as opposed to buying new
so that's
equipment or weapons and stuff like that.
And like it's fine because you can still buy weapons because you only have to pay off a certain portion, but it does get really, let me take you guys to some of the side quests. So
it seems like that would lead to a little bit of farming.
Yeah, it's frustrating in the way that, like, I really got... The story takes a while to take off, not gonna lie. You gotta get about 10 hours in before things really get going and you're like, oh gosh, I can't stop playing. But then
it's a Tales game.
But then you really want to play and you can't because you're like, oh, I have to go and now spend time doing all these quests now before I can. I'm going to take you guys to the quest dealer right here.
Yeah, what I've played of the Tales games, like the stories are always interesting, but they're just, they drag, you know?
Yeah, and this is actually shorter. So the last Xillia and Xillia 2 have been shorter entries. You can finish them in about 25 to 30 hours, depending on how thorough you are playing. And so that's kind of disappointing in itself that the content is, here I'm getting rewards. So you take on these contracts. These are the side quests. So a lot of them are fetch quests. You can kill a bunch of people, a bunch of monsters, or you can get things for people and deliver them. There's delivery quests. A cool thing that I like to show you is there are cats hidden around the world. And if you find them, you go to the kitty dispatch, and they will help you. So you pick like a location that you visit. Like here's all the locations in the game. Actually,
I like the sleeping cat just hanging out.
Rollo, that's Rollo. He's your cat. He's your friend. No,
he does. Okay, so it looks like maybe he would be doing different things depending on when you look at this menu.
We'll send Rollo off and show you how he moves a little bit.
I would love to see Rollo. Some more Rollo gameplay.
So yeah, you can send them. It shows you what you can find, and as you find more, like here, I haven't found anything here. So the more cats I get, the more likely they are to pick up certain items and be able to go to certain things. So I'm gonna send him there with the travel item to cut down his time to dispatch. And would you like to? And he's off.
That's cool.
So he'll come back and he will later in the game say, I brought you this and this and that, which is nice because you can use that stuff for quests. So you're not always having to do stuff, but it's still like, here's all the cats I've collected.
So you can send them off?
Yeah, they go with him.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, but you collect them throughout the world. Like they're hidden.
That's good. That's
yeah,
clever.
There's lots of them. Look how many I've gotten so far.
It reminds me of the Metal Gear
There's
portable.
Claire.
She looks like Claire. But it reminds me of the Peace Walker for Metal Gear Solid, where you could kind of send out your soul. And Assassin's Creed did that a little bit too, right? Is it kind of similar to that, where you could send out?
Yeah, you can send them out, and that helps you get some of the stuff that you need, especially too because, all right, I haven't showed you guys this, but weapons. So you can also customize weapons, and depending on certain items that you collect throughout the game, you can pay to have these special weapons, which are better than the other ones. Like right now, I can make these rods because I have everything that they need. Okay. So that's nice. So getting sometimes stuff from the cats help.
I want to see that unicorn. That's pretty okay. That's
yeah.
pretty cool.
See, you can customization is really big in the Tales game, so that's nice. Another thing that's cool for paying off your debt, and actually what I recommend is it's been about a year since we've seen these characters. Let's try to go to another dungeon here so I can show you guys some areas. I'm trying to show you guys more of this side of the
because it's kind of the new content.
Yeah,
right?
this is the new areas here.
Because one of the things you complained about in your review is that you kind of retread a lot of the stuff from the first game, right?
Yeah, it does. I mean, there's some new areas that open up on the other continent, but world rather, but not many. So here, we'll go here.
Sure.
This is the newer spots, but.
So can I ask you kind of a tangent question?
Okay.
How do the Tales games connect? Because my assumption was that they were all in the same universe, but taking place on different planets. And I presented this question to, I think he was the creative director on Tales of Xillia 2.
And I remember he really didn't know.
He was like not sure. He was like kind of flabbergasted at the idea. Like he was like confused by the sort of idea. Like, well, am I just like trying to find something that's not there? You know?
Look at this. Holla!
Oh, that's cool.
Special attack. See, there's him with his guns.
That's how they're pronounced in Tales? Guns.
Guns.
Tell me what you think, Kim, about my question, my very important Tales question.
I think all Tales games kind of have a lot of themes with building bonds, obviously, friendship.
So it's a thematic connection.
I think it's more a thematic connection, to be honest with you. Like, there's some that connect. Like, I mean, Tales of Symphonia had 2 games, although Dawn of the New World is not very good.
And this is a sequel, obviously.
This is a sequel. And you know what? I'm going to be honest with you guys. I love the story of this one better than the first game, but the first game felt more like a step forward. Like it had brought fast travel, the battle system, adding in this link system was great. But then I'll show you guys the guns. Ooh, look at how fast
let's see the guns.
Hey, Kim, Reiner in the booth here.
Yeah.
Question for you. Rotten bones. That doesn't make sense to me because, like, dinosaur bones are in, like, in the world for millions of years and they don't go rotten. What's up with that?
Explain, Kim.
This is part of the Tales world, the unique Tales world, and what it offers.
So in the world of Tales, bones rot.
They rot.
Okay.
Yeah, I have too many of them apparently right now. But yeah, so the story, in my opinion, is better in this game. But the gameplay enhancements aren't there. There's much. There's choice in this game. You'll get asked the questions of what you want to do and build relationships with characters based on if they agree with your answers or not. Which, like, I'll be honest with you guys, like, the answers that you're supposed to pick are pretty freaking obvious. So it doesn't really feel like a huge choice, but I mean, at least they're trying it. So.
Do you still have those little sketches, those like little asides?
Yes, skits.
Skits?
Yes, the popular skit system are still in there. Okay. So back to, I'll show you guys the new upgrade system, which is a little bit different after we get out of this battle. But, you know, basically, here we go. Woo! Everything's very smooth. I am very leveled at this point, guys. So
yeah, well, you're kind of an end game sort of area.
Yeah,
at this
I'm
point,
kind
right?
of badass.
But we're avoiding spoilers for you guys.
Yes,
very
yeah, we're in a new title. But yeah, let me show you the Allium Orb. So last entry, they had an upgrade system that was very much like the Spear Grid from Final Fantasy X, which I really loved. This changes it up. So you collect different orbs throughout the world as I was picking things up, and it helps you upgrade. And you pick one of these, so I can extract. It's more elemental, so I can pick different powers.
Okay.
And you see on the screen, like, what types of attacks you can learn with this. And if it's got like a plus bite, it means I've already learned that attack. But if I equip it, I'm going to upgrade it by using it. So I switch this around a lot throughout the game. You start out with just basic ones that don't give you that much to learn or whatever, and then as you go on and get more advanced ones, you attach these to each character. So you need to pay attention to what they need and what they've already learned. So that's new. I didn't like it as much as the Spear Grid-like one from last game. But this was just fine because it gave me a reason to collect all the stuff in the world. And
okay. Do you remember the score that you gave the first one? Do you recall?
the first one I gave an 825 to.
And what did you give this one?
775.
Okay. So it's because it sounds like it's because it's more of like a sidestep.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly the way I'd put it. Like, it is, I had fun with it. I'm not going to lie. I'm a big Tales fan, so I enjoyed it. But looking at all, just like the debt was a bad decision. You know, reusing some of the content isn't going to make people that happy. It's not as long as the game as the past ones. But you know what? Ludger and Elle are very interesting. You explore, part of the story is exploring alternate timelines and dimensions and just seeing how things are different and how, you know, in those dimensions is interesting in itself. So I think you guys should, if you're a Tales fan and you played the first one, definitely play this one. If you haven't played the first one yet, play the first one before you go into this one, because it won't be nearly as satisfying, because there are character quests where you get to see how these characters have evolved, and it actually does bring a lot of depth to them. Like, not hated, that's a strong word, I should be nice. I did not like Layla in the first game because I thought she was generic and like that same like childhood best friend. That the Tales series does all the time, and they actually make her very cool in this game, where her arc takes her as she's trying to become a journalist, and kind of she's not just someone who's there to be a love interest, and it's kind of cool to see how that expands.
She has her own path, right?
Yeah, so it's very it's rewarding in that. So yeah, like I said, if you like Tales, you can't really go wrong with getting it, but I'm excited to see if the next one, because that's going to be a main entry, Zestria, is that what they're...
Well, what about the Vita one? You're looking forward to that one, I'm sure, right?
The Vita one, yeah, but the new
Hearts?
the new PS3 one, I'm really looking forward to, because Hearts is a little older at this point. We're getting a little late in the game, but we're lucky we're getting it at all, so I'll be happy about that. But the next PS3 main entry will be exciting to see where they take the series, because I think that one has a lot more to prove and kind of to stand up on, you know, from Xillia. You know, take things like the series is getting more and more better with each entry. It just needs to stick there. So
cool. Well, why don't you go beat up one more peacock or giant turtle?
Who should I have for my last guy? Let's get the big guy over there.
I like him. And yeah, those are good.
See, those are the orbs that you pick up to help upgrade. See, I just learned a skill because I got one.
Okay.
Very,
or
very
is that
cool.
one of your team members? Or is
Yeah, that's Rowan.
Okay. Cool.
He's
I think
the old guy.
Well, I think that was a good look at Xillia 2. It sounds like it's definitely like You should play it if you played the first one, you know, for sure.
Yeah.
But it's not gonna like excite any it's not gonna bring in new Tales fans necessarily.
Yeah, I don't think so. And like I said, you're better off playing the first one to understand what's going on and appreciate the growth of certain characters. So
Cool. Well, thanks, Kim.
no problem.
You have a wonderful day.
Oh, you too.
Okay.
And all of you listening. Kim is a Tales fan. Woot, woot, woot.